Welcome back. And here we are in the month of September, the month of the seven sorrows of Mary. We're circling back to a reset phase. I know we need to do a rebuild yet, but we're just going to put that on pause for now. September is the perfect month for resetting. So we're going to refocus on our food intake, our movement, our prayer, and our time management. So let's explore how our Pilgrim package focuses on these areas of our mental, physical, and spiritual health while growing in our devotion to the seven sorrows of Mary. In the month of September, we are in our reset phase, and I was doing some research about flowers that bloom in September, and one stood out, the morning glory. In Catholic tradition, it has symbolized Marian consecration, and in September we celebrate Mary's birthday on the 8th, we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Name of Mary on the 12th, and we also commemorate Our Lady of Sorrows on the 15th of September. In her honor and laboring alongside of our Mother, I invite you to work extra hard in our reset phase. Every offering we give, from fasting to movement, more time in prayer and observing silence when it is difficult, these can all be harvested by our Blessed Mother in this grace-filled month to aid in the salvation of souls and for our own sanctification and to help the poor souls in purgatory. So looking at our lists, we've got on the right-hand side our food. We're going to go back into intermittent fasting. So this could look like starting our morning a little bit later and having our evening end a little bit sooner. So we're not going to be snacking at night. Having that window of open, maybe it's 10 hours of eating that we want to do, but something that is a little bit less than we're used to. We're going to stick to whole foods and really try to avoid packaged foods and processed foods. And we're going to limit ourselves this month to 3 treats, so that they could be sweet treats, or they could maybe be a glass of wine or a drink. In movement, we are upping this big time this month. So we're going to focus on 30 minutes of walking 5 days a week. This can be interspersed throughout the day. So I myself cannot walk for 30 minutes in a row, but what I do is I divide my day up. So that could mean 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening. It might even be shorter spurts of 5 minutes at a time. But it's amazing how much we can do when we break that up during the day. We're going to do 10 minutes of stretching, and I want to think of yourself as a morning glory, those vines that stretch. We're going to make that stretching a consecration prayer. So literally, we're going to focus on giving our body to Our Lady and our hands and our feet for her purpose. We know that her purpose mirrors Jesus's purpose always. So in our stretching, we're going to be really thoughtful and think of those morning glories that stretch to the heights if they can, and offer that up as a prayer to our Blessed Mother. If you can, we're also going to add strength training. So if you have little dumbbells around or something with weight that you can use and you are ready to do this in your phase of movement right now, I invite you to add that into your movement this month. In our prayer, we're going to focus on a few things. So we have the Seven Sorrows Chaplet, which is explained in our mini course with Father Joseph, or we also have the 7 Hail Marys that we can pray. Again, you're going to learn more about that in the mini course when you listen to those lessons. And then we have a novena to Our Lady of Sorrows in preparation, and that is attached to your Pilgrim package. In our time management, we are going to focus on more silence. So less noise. I myself love to have a podcast going when I'm doing dishes, or maybe some music, and it could be good, Christian music. But for this month, we're going to spend a little bit of time in solitude with Our Lady in prayer and contemplation. So we're also going to try practicing listening more in conversations with family and with friends. So we're going to take a moment of pausing and praying before we respond to people. On the right-hand side, we have the 7 Sorrows Examine. This is based on the actual 7 Sorrows of Our Lady. So it's very, very precise in that it follows the pattern of the 7 sorrows, and under each pattern is a question that you can ask yourself. On the left-hand side of your screen, you have the 7 Sorrows of Mary mini course reflections. So those tries to really bring a personal aspect as we're listening to the course, we're saying, how is this reflecting me personally? And then we'll be taking up those questions on our monthly Zoom call, which happens on the 15th of September this month, which is the feast of Our Lady of Sorrows. On the right-hand side, we have our September hope sheet, looking at all of those little ways that we find hope in this month. And again, knowing that we will be taking these into our Advent retreat and unpacking them with Jesus. On the right-hand side of your screen, we have our novena to Our Lady of Sorrows. And on the left-hand side, we have our calendar. And there's a few different things on the calendar that I want to explain to you. So we have the 5th and 6th is the first Friday and first Saturday of the month. I go to both of those masses and adoration on both of those days, so I will offer them up for our intentions. And if you are able to get to daily mass either of those days, we ask you to remember our group of 3 and 30 in your prayer intentions as well. And we have on the 6th, the praying hands that signifies the beginning of that novena to Our Lady of Sorrows. So every single day there is praying hands leading up to the day before Our Lady of Sorrows, signifying 9 days in our novena prayer. On the 8th, the Monday, is Mary's birthday, so we've got a birthday cake on there. And then on the 12th, we celebrate the Most Holy Name of Mary. On the 15th is our Zoom meeting, so that is at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time, and we will be taking up the questions from the mini course there. We also do some prayer, so we've had some really beautiful times of prayer where people have brought their intentions, and we have literally prayed over them, and we've had wonderful discussions on how life is changing with those prayer intentions and carrying those prayer intentions for one another. So we're seeing some real movement in our spiritual life and also in prayer intentions being answered. So that's a blessing from God. And then on the 29th, I have 3 angel wings signifying the Archangel Feast Day of St. Michael, St. Gabriel, and St. Raphael. Then below that, you see a couple of circles there. And those circles are a person actually kneeling outside of a church, and it signifies the pilgrimage that I'm going on. So I leave on the 27th for Italy, and every day I'm stopping in different places, and I'm going to be carrying your prayer intentions. So I do have another slide that will show you the schedule of that. And on the notes at the bottom of the calendar there, that shows again the praying hands for the times that we're supposed to be praying the novena prayer, and then the little circle to refer to the schedule to see where I'm at in Italy, so that you can unite your prayers to my prayers. We can do that in 2 ways. You can send your prayer intentions with your guardian angel, or you can also look up our website, which is mountcarmelplaceofprayer.com, and you can type in your personal prayer intention. So I'll be taking all of those with me in Italy, and I'll be letting you know where I am every day. And here's the first few days of my pilgrimage in Italy. So we leave on the 27th and we land on the 28th. We visit the Basilica of St. Christina, first and foremost, a church best known for the site of the Eucharistic miracle that happened in 1263. I'll be offering prayer intentions there for your intentions. And then we move on to Florence the next day. We're at several cathedrals which are listed there. And then the next day we are in Siena. So we're at the birthplace of St. Catherine of Siena. We're at the Basilica of St. Francis and the Basilica of Santa Maria de Angeli. My Italian's not very good, but hopefully when I get back, it might be a little bit better. But I will also have my October schedule, and I will put that out with the October Pilgrim package. I'll be sending that out a little bit early so that it's well in your hands before I leave for Italy. And I just ask that you keep me in your prayers as well for a safe trip and for a holy pilgrimage, just a richly filled, grace-filled pilgrimage in Italy. And please know that each and every one of you will be in my heart, and I will definitely be praying for your intentions. Thank you for joining us for this video on our Pilgrim package for September. If you have enjoyed this content, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This helps the algorithm for more Catholics to find our channel and to find our content. And if you have any prayer intentions or any questions or anything at all, please visit the website at www.mountcarmelplaceofprayer.com. If you have not signed up yet to be part of this Pilgrim group, we welcome new travelers. So there is a sign-up sheet on our website. Please sign up so that we can email you the Pilgrim package each month and that your prayer intentions are covered each and every month by our group. Until next time, God bless.